Welcome back. We're talking about World Suicide Awareness and Prevention Day, which is coming up, and we're joined by Jolene Lindsay and Krista Hayward-Farmer. Both, I guess, mental health experts, I'm going to call you here. We have your full titles that will show up on the screen, but I like to call you mental health experts because, you know what, I guess suicide really comes down to mental health, right? Is that how you would describe sort of what's going through someone's, what someone is going through if they choose to do that?
There's definitely a connection, yeah. We do have a higher rate of folks dying by suicide with complicating mental health factors, but really what we do know about suicide is it affects everyone, right? I think we can all think of somebody who we've lost to suicide. We are all affected, and that's usually one of the biggest messages in suicide prevention is everybody is affected. This is not just one socioeconomic population. This is all of us. This affects our communities. This affects everybody.
And every community affects people in all communities right around the world, right? So World Suicide Prevention or Awareness and Prevention Day happens on one day everywhere. Is that right?
Yeah, ideally it's September 10th. In Kamloops, we've always been able to hold it on September 10th, but that falls on a weekend this year, and it's the first weekend back in school, so we decided to keep it during the week, so we're doing it on September 8th. The event's going to be very similar to what it was last year. It's evolved over the last 4 years in Kamloops based on how the community is responding need-wise. So it'll be a really intimate evening. We've got some keynote speakers sharing some stories of hope and inspiration. We've got some community partner highlights about programs and resources available, and a really great healing ceremony. We've got some Aboriginal drummers coming, and really a space for us to connect and remember our loved ones, because it's about remembering how they lived, and not how we lost them necessarily,
of
right?
Course, yeah. And Krista, what is Canadian Mental Health Association doing for this day?
So one thing that we commonly hear is, I don't know how to respond to somebody who tells me that they are thinking about suicide. I don't know if I say something, will that encourage them to act? And so we offer different programs. And so we've got many different services that we can refer people to. Ideally, we would really like people to walk away knowing they are not alone, because that's something that we commonly hear is, I must be the only one that's dealing with this. I don't know where to go. How do I support my loved ones? So that's what we're going to bring to the table on the 8th is what we offer in community.
And if somebody, does hear that from a loved one or a friend or whomever, should they just contact you, find out what your services are instead of jumping to whatever they think they might want to say, because that is kind of scary. You don't know if your words are going to affect what they might do, right?
I think that it's really important to listen to the individual and have a conversation with them, as uncomfortable sometimes as it is for people. They absolutely can call our office or call Jolene's office, depending on what the need is of the individual. But I think that the really strong message that I would like to say is that it's okay to ask them, it's okay to talk to them. It's not putting the idea in their head, it's already there. Instead, people are going to think, oh, finally somebody hears me. So we are a resource, community mental health is a resource for sure, but we as family and friends can also be a great resource.
And Jolene, when is, so it's happening on the 8th, and where, and people can just show up?
6:30 to 8, it's a free event. We really want to stress that to everybody. Please come out, show your support. It's going to be at the Yacht Club. It'll be indoors. We will have our memorial kite tribute, so people often write on the ribbons, and you can have a visual remembrance of all of our loved ones that we've lost. So it's a great way to pay tribute. It's a great way to be in a room full of support with no judgment and no stigma, and just have some healing around our loved ones that we've lost.
Wonderful. So September 8th is when World Suicide Awareness and Prevention Day takes place here in Kamloops. Make sure that you go down there and take part if you need to. And for more information, you can go to interiorhealth.ca.